Hello, in today's video we're going to take a look at a vintage Danelectro made 1958 Montgomery Ward Model 25 JDR 8424. This was the last year that Montgomery Ward was badging their electronics, all their audio electronics related stuff as Montgomery Ward rather than the more familiar, probably for most of us, airline models. And it was late 1958 that they introduced the airline name and started coming out with those TV looking fronts that we're probably a little bit more familiar with. This model is a 1x12 amplifier, again made by Danelectro in New Jersey. And this thing is what I would call a Fender Deluxe killer. Really good tone, really tweedy as well. We'll take a look at the guts here in just a moment after we go through a few of the photos. I did service this thing. It's got a three-prong cord. There we can see the tubes, top loaded with the distinctive Danelectro aluminum chassis up in the top. Here are our tubes. Tube complement is a 6X5 GT rectifier, two 6V6, and we have two SJ7s on the input. Treble, volume, and bass. The bass on most of these Danelectros from this time period is backwards, so if you turn the bass control all the way down, you're actually getting the most bass out of it. Three inputs on this thing as well. Nice jewel light. And there's our model number, 25 JDR 8424, standard model. I think this was kind of their middle of the range at the time. And they probably sold most of this this type. The 6SJ7 is an octal tube, also used by Fender and numerous other amplifier manufacturers from around this time. This was before everything started going to the 9-pin 12AX7s and so forth, 6EU7s and whatnot. This particular one has a complement of old stock tubes. I think I actually have replaced the tubes since then. These are mismatched, but they measured closely. But I think I put a more closely matching pair in there if I remember correctly. But this one has a nice tongue sole. That's a Holland, made in Holland, SJ7 right there. Holland made, that's probably Amperex. Here's the back of the amp. Another shot of the front. Let's back up some and we'll take a look at some of the gut shots I got. And also we're going to look at, yeah, let's start with here. This has had a couple slight mods. Let's see, this cap over here was changed to a larger value, I think, to beef up that early stage. Yeah, there we go. I think that's a slightly larger value. But our electrolytics have been changed, all that good stuff. There's a little bit better shot of the guts. Here's our bias cap and bias resistor. And I'm pretty sure I added this cap. So that wasn't original to the amp. I just added that across just to give it a little more low end. bring the most out of it, out of those power tubes. Here is this is a 1962 CTS AlNiCo speaker, far superior to the speaker that came in it. The speaker that came in it was a Rola with a really small magnet. There we see the CTS code 137, 1962, 11th week. And this speaker came out of an organ, and it's a huge upgrade to the one that was in it. Again, the one that was in it, actually I'll show you the one that was in it. Let me go to the folder here, and maybe I can find it. Let me find a photo of it. Let's see, where is it? Well, maybe I can't. There it is. Here's what the original speakers look like in these. They have a really tiny, I mean it's AlNiCo also, but it's just a really tiny magnet and a really tiny voice coil. And it just burnt up. There we can see 285805, so that's very early 1958. But yeah, these speakers they seem like good matches for the circuit. But if you play them for prolonged periods with it cranked, which is really when it sounds its best anyway, is just cranked, and you get a really tweedy, nice overdrive, and you'll just burn up the voice coils if you're not careful. But yeah, that's a look at the amp. Now let's, well, I don't want to send it to recycle bin. Now let's take a listen to it. Okay, that's it. Thanks a lot for sticking around, and please subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and y'all take it easy.